Okay, so this one here is the bone that was cooked at 250 degrees for 2 hours. This one is the vinegar bone that has been soaking for 5 days. And this one is the saline bone, and I just got saline all over my table. Set that aside. Okay. Take these off. So first, I'm going to discuss my hypothesis before I touch them. My hypothesis was that the bone soaked in vinegar would be the most flexible, and the bone that was cooked at 250 degrees for 2 hours would be the most brittle. There were no controls because all of the bones were subjected to some type of denaturation. My independent variables were heat, vinegar, and saline, and the dependent variables were the chicken bones. So now I'm going to touch all of the bones. So this one was the one at 250, and it's very hard. It's not bendable at all. The vinegar one is disgusting to touch, and it is very flexible, as you can see. Ew. And the saline one, it's definitely not as flexible as the vinegar, but it's also not as hard as the one that was baked. Still very disgusting. So which of the bones is very brittle? I would say that is the one that is heated. I would say that this one's probably the easiest to break if I were strong enough to bend it. But if enough pressure were applied to this, I believe that it would snap very easily. What was damaged in the bone placed in the acid? I would say that the compact bone was probably the most damaged, probably because it was the first layer, and of course soaking for 5 days in it, probably it underwent the most damage to the vinegar. What was damaged in the bone placed in the oven? Well, according to our book, considering that death occurs at very high temperatures of just 110, and considering that this was baked at 250, the structural proteins and the enzymes, it eventually caused irreparable damage, and it does so to organs and organ systems. So, anybody baked at 250 obviously would die. All of the proteins were damaged in that one. Some people suffer from diseases called rickets, in which their bones have not been adequately calcified. Of the 3 bone specimens, which bone is similar to that of a patient with rickets? I would say the vinegar is probably, well, maybe the saline. Obviously somebody could still stand on this, but the weight of standing would probably still kind of bend it a little bit. And this is due to the poorly mineralized bones. They're flexible, and this is also linked to a vitamin D3 deficiency. So somebody without a lot of sun exposure, that kind of thing. Thanks.